Hey everybody, welcome to another War Thunder video. Today I'm bringing you some post-commentary over a game I had on the 11th of November. It starts off pretty slow, but towards the end it gets pretty insane. This is probably one of the best and closest games I've ever had in War Thunder. I'd say it's definitely top 3, if not the best game I've ever had. So it starts off, I just took out the boom bar, had some fun. I cut out, you'll see that I cut out and sped up parts just to kind of cut the video down because it is quite long. If you want to see when the video really starts to get interesting, I'll leave timestamps down below, that way you can just easily maneuver through, but I get a good kill here on this jumbo pushing. Put a heat shell right through his ammo rack. Ain't gonna survive that. Wait for the reload because although the boom bar one-shots, it also reloads very long, just like the KV-2. So during this, I was attempting to get my, a AAA award for the battle trophy, or, battle tasks, because I'm grinding for the KV-1B right now, and, You'll see why I say that later, because I choose to spawn in an AA rather than an actual tank. But I thought for sure at the beginning of this was going to be a loss, just by the sheer push that we got hit by at the beginning. It was insane. So I completely screwed this shot up. I think it dipped too low. I'm still getting used to the boom bar's gun, because I just picked it up during the sale. So, gotta wait for the reload again, and at this point, that Scorpion gets taken out over there, so I was originally, I think, gonna push out into the, clearing there and try to flank up, and then I figured I'd push up here, thinking the, jumbos in that street were gonna advance on our team, so I figured I'd sit here in ambush and wait for them to come around, and unfortunately, this heat shell doesn't kill that jumbo, so during my reload I get killed here, but what can you do? So a lot of people would have just J'd out at this point, but I choose to just sit here because you're farming RP and spawn points just for getting hit by the enemy, so it doesn't hurt. Might as well, because they get points too, so it's just beneficial all around. So I just sit here, and I'll throw up a screenshot at the end, just because the amount of people who came out into the street to fire at me, like, the fact that I was able to keep this many people distracted, I think definitely helped right here. You can even see I just put something in chat, like, there's just, I can't believe it, like, just look at the amount of tanks looking down this road at me. Surprised it took him that long to kill me. So you can see here, I kind of contemplated taking out a tank or a plane, but I settle on the Ostwind since I need to get AA kills. So drive forward, and then M18, who is sitting up on the hill that I had no clue about, ends me real quick. So again, like I was saying, I'm trying to get AA kills, so I figure, hey, it's an M18 spawn camping, take out the Whirlwind, and took me a minute to find him, but I'd locate his barrel and end him. You can tell this spot's sped up just because not much happens here. I kind of push into town and then sit around waiting for a minute. So I head into town to try to like flank any jumbos or anything that might be coming up through, because the Whirlwind is very efficient at killing those. So I see one at the end of the street there, and he kills that T-34, so I figure, well, I'll just sit here and wait for him, and if he doesn't look around the corner fast enough, I'll just pop him in the side. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. As you can see here, I get strafed by a plane, and that gives away my position, and I try my best to kill him, but he knocks out my guns. So I figure, I'm still mobile, try to outrun, and I very thankfully get saved by the other hero of this replay. I believe it's pronounced Moscow. If I'm not, I'm terribly sorry, but I believe that's how it's pronounced. So I cut that part out. I just had to rep, and I come up behind him, and I decide to follow him, seeing as we're being capped. So I think, alright, I gotta help clear out this street over here, just get into some better cover, hopefully help kill any enemies. This Wurboling gets hit. I don't know where he got hit from, but I think it's the Firefly that you see later on. At this point, I was so sure we were going to lose this game because there were people on the cap, and there were so few left. It's me and I believe 2 others at this point, maybe 3. So I push forward. I see an AA over here, and I don't know where some of those shots went, but I don't get any hits. Luckily, the Wurboling's got just enough armor to ricochet the shells he's sending, and I have an overpen from the Firefly I was mentioning earlier. So I figure he's probably going to push on me, which I'm correct. He's starting to head over here. So I figure, well, I'll just hide around the building and try to bait him in. I thought originally he might head down to cap and I just pop him in the side, but I think he sees me when I push. Yeah, he definitely sees me when I push up here. And he starts to drive around this corner. I thought, he might get me, but I can at least try to slow him down. So I back up and I get up around. Now this was quite a lucky moment here. I pop around and the Wurboling's guns are just incredible in moments like that. I fire so fast I can just dump rounds into them. So I punch his ticket and then back up and do the same to this little AA over here. I think I take that guy out of the game, which at this point would be very important because we're running so low on players. So right now, it's mostly, there's some tanks up, but it's a lot of planes still. And I hear one coming in thanks to the new engine sounds behind me. Any minute, yeah, I hear him zooming in, so I swing my turret around in anticipation. And get a good burst off, but I don't know if I just punched one of his flaps off or something, but I don't manage to kill him, and I just kind of spray the rest of the clip up there, hoping to get a lucky shot. And then I figure, alright, head down towards the cap to reinforce the friendly down here. I thought that plane was going to make another pass to maybe try and kill me, but I think maybe he was smart enough not to. But he kind of started to head in, and then I get shot in the back by... I don't know exactly what it was, but there was an AA truck as well. I tried to spray before I hit the extinguishers, but he ends up killing me. At this point, I choose, this, as you can see, this is where it really gets interesting. I choose to spawn on the KV-1B, because I'm just like, you know what, at this point, I'm just farming. I'm just going to hopefully get some more kills, and just get some free credits and kills out of this, this game. Maybe a little bit of RP, but not a ton, because I'm researching a rank 5 with rank 3, so you're not making much, but... Take out the KV-1B, which is probably the strongest tank I have in this lineup, and I push down towards the A point, since it's being capped, which I believe Moscow spawns in as well and starts heading down there. I believe he's in a Nashorn? He's either in a Nashorn or some other open-top tank destroyer. I think he wasn't planning on spawning in, he might have done it by accident or something, but... It's a very good thing that he spawned, because we would not have been able to... I wouldn't have been able to do what happened alone. So, I couldn't tell if that was a jumbo or a Sherman, so I donk a shot in, just hoping it was a regular Sherman, but it wasn't. Try to knock out his gun, but just hit the ring, and back up. I don't know if it's just... I don't know what hit him here. I don't know if it was artillery or if it was somebody behind me. But he gets immobilized, thankfully, so I back up, try to put a shot in through the tracks, but just manage to blow the track off. Back up some more, get the right angle, and right into his ammo rack. Perfect shot, kill his crew. And I begin to push in on the Chaffee on the point. You can hear fire up to my left, but that's friendly, so I just push in. Now, this was quite a lucky moment here that I spotted this guy as he came in. I plant a shot right in, kill his gunner. So I know I've got time. Just let the reload and punch one right in through. Don't even have to aim in. And then I get hit from an Achilles across the map. And at this point, I don't know what I thought. I figured I'd be able to side scrape against him, but do not do this, because I could have easily backed into cover, and I didn't, and I paid a price for it. I take a shot into the turret, kills my whole crew. So I cancel the repair and start to back off. I get lucky here because I bounce another shot. That should have killed me, but the turret on the KV-1B is very strong, so I got lucky and bounced it. So I start the repair and wait to hopefully finish it, and I believe Moscow pushes around and kills the M24. I can't see, I've got the thing playing in a small screen right now using my editing software. But I quickly pulled up his player card, not to see if he was a good player. I was just curious to see if he was in a, if MLG was actually his squadron, or if it was part of his gamer tag. Because at this point, I saw his score and I'm like, man, if he's not in a squadron, I'm going to invite him to join mine. And I just throw in GG no matter what, because I figured we were still going to lose this. There's no way me and one other guy are going to pull off a victory from this game. So I'm just saying, like, you know, it was a good game. We tried. You guys did better than we did. And I begin to push in. I think the Chappie might still be alive. He might have pushed back. But then I hear fire behind me from where Moscow went to in his Panzer IV. So I reverse, and I tried to get the shot off. I thought that was an AA truck, but I ended up getting shot. I don't know where he penned me, because I think I skipped the kill cam, but it turns out to be a Churchill who ends up killing killing Moscow. So I take out my KV-2. I'm still thinking, you know what, we're going to lose. I'm just going to take this thing out, farm a kill or two, and then die. And I push forward. And this is the point where Moscow takes out his Nashorn, which I'm very glad he had this, because it turns out to be a Churchill Mark 7. I don't know what he shot that guy with, but he manages to take down a plane, which was incredible. And I just plant a shot right into the front of the Churchill, not expecting it to kill him, which it doesn't, but it immobilizes him and knocks out his cannon. And then Moscow starts to go to work on him with that long 88. And I just start bum rushing towards the cap because it needs to be stopped. And I catch a glimpse of a Sherman moving off to the left, so I try to just put myself right up in these rocks while my reload's finished. And I make a misplay here. I thought for sure I'd be able to get this Sherman here. So I back off, and he kills one crew member, which isn't a big deal, so I push forward thinking, oh, my reload will be done for sure. And it just, I thought, I was like, alright, once my gunner's back up, I'll be able to shoot him. So I just reverse, trying to buy time. I kind of tweak the tank a little bit just to force a bounce, and then I push forward expecting my reload to be done, and I was mad because there was a sliver left, and it canceled the full repair, or full reload. So now I just start trying to put distance between myself, backing off. Thankfully, Moscow comes to the rescue, plants one into him, and I swing around and start NGing this Chaffee just to kind of feel like, hey, he's there. And I start to push in, because I need to stop the cap, since if I don't, we'll lose. Just make it on. Swing around and start angling. I figure I might as well just face hug him here, that way he can't push around me. I just need to make sure he can't shoot into the flat neck of the KV-2. So I just try to angle whenever he aims at me. And Moscow tries to come up behind and kill, but I think his breach got damaged by planes, because he put something in chat about planes, and he ends up killing himself from a breach explosion. And I just figure, alright, I'm going to push the M24 out of the cap. That way I can do that. And I swing around thinking I can get the shot on him, and a BTD bombs me. I think we would have lost this if that BTD hadn't team killed there, though. So at this point, I wasn't sure what to spawn, and I was originally going to go in a KV-1B again, but I figured, we're still probably going to lose this, so might as well just take out this. That way I don't use any backups, since those aren't cheap, and I don't want to waste mine on a game that's I'm just going to lose. But I'm like, alright, someone else moves on the cap. I don't know if it was right as I spawned or as I was driving in, but the cap is very close. At this point, my heart was pounding because I'm like, I could feel that there was a chance we could win this game. But I'm like, I don't think it's a very good chance. But if we can rush in there, so seeing that Moscow takes the high road, I will rush down on the beach, gain as much speed as possible, and push in. And this tank, I'm not a super huge fan of. It was one of the first premiums I bought with my newer account, and it's an alright tank. Nothing special. But I mean, it does get the long 75, so I knew that I could, as long as I didn't mess up the shot royally, I could kill that guy. And I just catch the glimpse of that AA as I killed the first guy, and I swing around and kill him with a good shot into the turret. And now I figured I'd push forward and watch the beach, expecting them to come from the front, and I put something in chat. Can't quite read what it was, but... Oh, yeah, I'm just kind of like, you guys done yet? Do we win? And then I push forward, and at this point, I cannot believe I survived this. There's an Avenger behind me, and I don't know if he didn't have the top rounds, or if he just was a bad shot or something, but I pushed forward expecting to die, and Moscow's repairing, so there's no way he can help me. And I thought, alright, well, he's just gonna plant one of my ammo, but I think he shoots a little bit back and, like, clips the rear of my encasement. And I can't tell if he's on, like, a trackpad or if he's using a controller, but he does a really weird maneuver there and doesn't turn his turret with his hull, and I'm able to beat him and kill him. And I even put in chat, like, I should not be alive. He should have easily killed me with the full back of my tank like that. So props to that guy. Thanks for not killing me there. That would have not been good. So at this point, I'm just thinking, alright, we can win this. I'll just set up on the cap and just try to defend, because we do not have the numbers. And Moscow's saying they basically only have planes left, so I'm like, alright, this shouldn't be too bad. And I'm still talking about the Avenger. So I'm thinking, alright, he's probably going to be covering this front, so I should turn around just in case any other cheeky guys like that Avenger get behind us. And this was another misplay I made, and I get caught out by a Crusader. And he makes quick work of that light armor on the back of the Panzer IV chassis and rips me apart. Moscow thankfully kills him. And at this point, I was thinking, you know, there's only planes up. I almost spawned in a Whirlwind, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to use any backups. I'll just spawn in the F8 and, you know, try to get some kills. And I apologize for the lack of engine sounds, but for some reason my game bugs out and I lose engine sounds for specifically my stuff, as well as for radio messages. So anyways, I'm flying into the F8, and I like this plane, but I don't know, I've grown to dislike the Focke-Wulfs as much as I used to. Just their maneuverability it really feels lacking. But I mean, their guns are still good, so they're still good planes. They're just not as good as I feel like they could be. So one plane crashes, and I'm just trying to gain some altitude, because I know that there's planes up, or at least I knew there were. And then I spot a plane coming in from their spawn in a minute. And Moscow says something as well. Yeah, and I'm putting in like, no way, we're gonna win this. I even say like, yeah, this is going on YouTube if we win. So I'm swinging around, just trying to keep my altitude, keep my eyes open for any planes, and I think it was at this moment that I'm scanning the horizon for any tanks, and I'm like, alright, no tanks, looks clear. And I catch a glimpse of the plane at some point. I don't remember exactly when it is. I think it might, yeah, it might have been now. I catch a glimpse, and I try to put in one plane in chat. Maybe I didn't see it yet. It's so hard to tell with this tiny screen from a distance. So I swing around, yeah, and I'm putting in one plane, just try to let him know. He's already noticed it and let me know. So I'm coming in, not sure what it is, but I figure I don't think he sees me. And with a new engine noise, it's much easier to sneak up on people. So what I do here, I try to climb up, and then once I'm above him and he passes underneath me, you'll see he's coming in, and you'll hear his engine pick up. So I drop my engine, slide it on his tail, and I keep the engine off at an idle so he can't hear me sneaking up on him. Put off a good burst, I hit him, but you know, German guns, not as reliable as you'd wish. And I see it's a Spitfire, and I think, well, that's that. And I just boom and try to zoom off, get distance between us. And I see, oh, okay, he didn't immediately turn to engage, so I swing around, put it into a head-on, blow his wing off. Beautiful head-on there. Swing in. Not sure exactly what this other plane is. I thought he was flying away at first, but then I see he's coming in, and I just let it rip. I held down the trigger. I was like, I don't care if he kills me, I'm taking him down too. And I pull up, thinking there might be some other planes, straighten out the flaps, and pretty much just wait. And I'm putting in like, I put in my heart, and when I saw that, my heart just dropped. I was so shocked. Oh man, it was just insane. And here's a shot of the post results so you can see it was an insane game, and I could not have done that by myself. So I'll leave a link to Moscow's YouTube channel. He doesn't have much on there, but he's got a couple cool games, and I hope this just shows you guys that if you don't give up and you just keep on fighting, you can pretty much win any match. Well, I say any match, but you can't win. Well, yeah, you can't win them all, but yeah, good luck to you guys out there, and I hope to bring you some more content in the near future. And I'll talk to you guys later.